Hello everyone, my name is Akshita and I'm here just creating a YouTube video about books, and this page is going to be all about books and my journey of reading sometimes and sometimes just being on a big heavy slump. So just be patient with me, and I think you would enjoy this entire process, and I would be really glad if I could get some reading buddies along this process so that we can read books together. And I would love to have a little discussion over the comment section, or do hit me up on Instagram as well if you have any suggestions, because I do also create short form contents on Instagram regarding books. So getting back to my first video, it's going to be about planning out what I'm going to read for June. It's already the end of May, and I started reading during COVID after my sister pestered me a lot. I picked my first book. I really do not want to talk about what my first book is because I'm a little bit shameful, but I'm happy that it's at least an Indian author. Not the best representation, but yes, well, it was. Just for your guesses, I would love if you all can guess what my first book could be. But just a hint, it's a romance novel. Well, saying that, getting back to what we are going to do is I want to really make June at least my month, because I'll be between a lot of things. My sister is going to get married in July, so there's already a lot of chaos, and you know how it happens in Indian households, the amount of planning, prep that goes behind, and being the sister of the bride, I have my own shared responsibilities, which I hopefully carry well. So considering all of this, and also I'm also doing certain things which help me grab my dreams, but I'm really not sure if that's the best path. But anyways, I'm still into it. I'm trying to figure out to have a little harmony with it. So doing multiple things on the go has become a thing right now, and I know June is going to be pretty stressful, but I also want June to be a month where I could give books enough time. And that's why, to be a bit more sincere about reading in June, while also being in the most chaotic position, I'm going to rely on the audience, and that's the main reason why I'm putting out my first YouTube video. So let's get to planning my June reads. So there are two ways to go about it. One is that I have my TBR, all the books that I want to read, marked on Storycraft, so we can glimpse through that. And I also have few copies of books, few physical copies, which are lying in my house. And before my sister and me divide these books amongst ourselves and it just becomes her, I want to not miss that opportunity to just read them. So we have those, and I just have 1 month to read all of them, which is not going to be possible. So we are going to decide which would be the few books I can grab. So let's get started. So here are a few options that I've stacked up, that I've stacked up in pairs or in individual forms that may help me process. So there are a few things that I'm bounding myself to. One is that the total amount of pages that I'm going to read in June, it's going to be 1,000. I'm not going to pick books more than 1,000. Like in total, sum of all the pages of all the books should be equal to 1,000 or less. Secondly, in this entire thing, I also want something to give me a little bit of a warm hug, something that can take me through an emotional journey. Informative, yes, I would love to do an informative read, but that should not be solely the book. So these are a few criteria of me picking up books this time, and accordingly I've picked a few books, and accordingly we'll decide what else to read. So the first two books I thought I can pair together were North and South by Elizebeth Gaskell. This is a classic. I'm sure most of the readers who have been into reading since a very long time would have definitely have read this book. But classics once upon a time were my thing, but then I suddenly lost my interest in classic, and I shifted more towards more fictional, more sci-fi, more strange narratives. Now the right time. I think we're gonna shift in with all these books. We're going to my room. Okay. Okay, so the one thing that I'm super pissed is the fact that the table is here and the light source is there. So every time I have to record a video, I cannot turn on that light. So I have to rely on my study lamp and the other light that has been fixed on top of my study table. But that's okay, I guess. I think we have to put up with that because today was the day I decided to make my YouTube video, and I'm going to do that unless I decide, no, I think I shouldn't. So, well, then, this is North and South. So, let me read it to you all again. Margaret is compelled to move from Hillstone, her beloved childhood home in the New Forest, to Darkshire in the industrial north, when her father resigns his parsonage owing to religious doubts. When she first encounters John Thornton, her father's pupil and a man in favor of the power of master over worker, she finds their views in conflict. But industrial rebellion and family tragedy cause Margaret to learn the realities of urban life and Thornton to learn humanity. Only then can a mutual understanding lead to a possibility of enduring love. Oh, I love books where people do find like some middle ground. Where that's the purest form of love, where you try to adjust, where you try to understand each other and accommodate each other in each other's life. So I'm sure this has something to do with that. It's a very powerfully moving story of developing relationship between Southern Mon Margaret Hale and John Thornton, the young Northern mill owner. Okay, so South and North. That's interesting. Like two different parallels, cultures may get mixed here. I'm really not sure. I'm just assuming that's what it would be about, North and South coming together. Would be glad to pick something like this. The amount of pages it has, that's the most important. Okay, so it's 520 pages. So if I'm going to pick this book, I'm for sure going to read this and just another novel. They're just two books. So this is one choice that I have for you all. I know, I think in the end I'm going to pick the book myself, but like, yes. Whoa, what's this? Okay, so crossword half price. Thanks, crossword, for giving me it in half price. I'm just gonna carefully remove it. Yep, cool. So the next book that we have is Emily Bronte, Wuthering Heights. Again, one of the most well-known classic. Everybody, I know it's at least in everybody's TBR, if I'm not wrong. So Wuthering Heights it is, and having to have, you know, known so much about it, I definitely want to jump in. This, is there anything I can read? Okay, so this is a very small line. Whatever our souls are made of, his and mine are the same. That's so beautiful. That's so cute. That's so beautiful. I'd love to read Emily Bronte also, because this is a classic that I have added to my TBR since a very long time. And if you're doing classic, then we can do a classic month and we can go for both of them together. Let's see how many pages do we have here. So it's 313 pages. Okay, 330 pages and 520 pages. Oh, okay, so I'm sure whatever the math is, this is definitely below 1,000. We can do these two together. The next option that I have is ta-da, Babel. So Babel sounds super exciting to me. If I'm going to pick Babel, this is going to be my only read for the month of June. And I can do a read along with you all for Babel, where we can do a buddy reading together and we can get done with this chunky book. For sure, it's equivalent to the number of pages North and South has, but I'm sure this is highly heavy on information and a little heavy to grasp book. But if you're going to read this would be solely the only book that we're going to do, and we'll do it together. So Babel is a book where there's a guy named Robin, who is a Chinese boy who comes to England to study in Oxford University, the Royal Institute of Translation. This boy is extremely interested in languages. He wants to learn languages to understand the knowledge of language. Later to realize that the entire system is based on exploitation. It talks about how the entire knowledge supports the colonization, the war, and also control over other countries, including his own hometown, which is China. This is the crux about the book, and it sounds super exciting to me. Actually, I'm highly excited to read this book, and I would love to do a read along, like I said before. So let me know actually on the comment section if by the end of the video I'm for sure deciding on something. So but if there's anybody, and if this is the one, then great. But if there's anybody who wants to do a Babel read along, please drop in the comment section and we can do it together, and maybe I can change my thought and shift to Babel. Does that mean I'm not gonna pick Babel? Well, I don't know. See, maybe I would. I'm just figuring out as the video goes on. Now, so the next few books that I have are my sister's collection. She's a big fan of this author, TJ Klune. So I have read, this is one of my favorite books out there, The House in the Cerulean Sea. Beautiful book. This is like the perfect book that you want to read just to give you a warm hug. Something where you'd feel so many emotions. It's an epic tale. It has a lot of magical realism. So we have Somewhere Beyond the Sea, In the Lives of Puppet, Under the Whispering Door. I'm sure Under the Whispering Door and Somewhere In the Lives of the Puppet were the ones that were published earlier. I think 2021, 2023 and 2024, if I'm not wrong. I think we will end up skipping this because I won't be able to read so much. This is a total of 376 pages, and I think we can go for it. 376 pages and also 420 pages. Okay, so either we do these two, or what do you all suggest? Should I do one of this and one of something else? But I'm not sure if I'd be able to skip into so many different. I understand like being a varied reader, but not at the same time. I feel like if I'm into an emotion, I think I would like to carry forward it at least for a month until I switch into something new. So maybe we do these two together, or so these are the options for the hard copies. We either do these two, or we do Babel alone, or we do North and South and Wuthering Heights. So let me know if any of these excite you all. I think I'm more excited about doing a Babel read along, because I feel that this has, I really love the plot of it, and it really intrigued me. Also something that I've been wanting to read for a long time. So I think I'll go for Babel this time, but let's see. That's where my mind is taking me as I'm talking to you all about the books. We also have a few books on my storygraph. That should jump to storygraphs. Okay, so I've been reading. I read this book of Henny Hartnett, The Road to the Tender Hearts, and after reading it, I realized, oh my god, I really need to pick more books of her. So on her page there were Unlikely Animals and Rabbit Cake, author of, and I thought, I didn't know about these books at all. And guess what, like these have been rated so high on Storygraph that I'm super excited to dive into them. So Rabbit Cake has 3.99 stars on Storygraph. Description about is, this is a reflective contemporary story exploring the messy endurance of humor through grief, ideal for readers who enjoy fast-paced, emotionally honest narratives with quirky aesthetics, focusing on familial bonds and the search for logic amidst loss over dense plotting or complex world building. I love world building books. Honestly, love world building books. What I also like about this is finding logic amidst loss. And I think once you get like too numb with things that start affecting you a lot, you start to logically, talk about it or analyze it, decode it, to make yourself feel much better, to make yourself feel used to, and to normalize the entire situation around you. So I'm sure it has something to do about it. Also, I love how the book cover looks. That's so cute. Rabbit Cake. So that's one thing. It's 331 pages. Why am I picking like big books this time? Oh my god. Okay, so we have 331 pages. We also have Unlikely Animals. These are more ratings than the other one. This is 4.17 rating on Storygraph. A lost young woman returns to a small town, New Hampshire, under the strange of circumstances in the one of a kind novel of life, death, and what if comes after the acclaimed author of Rabbit Gate. It was a source of entertainment, blah 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 blah. Okay, there's nothing. Is there anything about the book? Yeah, so there's this. Emma arrives home. She must face her dad's illness, her mom's judgment, and her younger brother's recent stint in rehab. But she's unprepared to find out that her former best friend from high school is missing, with no one bothering to look for her. The police says that don't spend much time looking for drug addicts. Emma's dad is the only one convinced the young woman might still be alive, and Emma is hopeful he could be right. Okay, so it's about somebody's death. Oh, that sounds okay. Mysterious brain disease. Okay, we have something interesting going on. Like, there's something interesting about this book. I like how they also have a lot of familiar characters, very simplified characters. Has a little bit of crime setting, which sounds exciting. I know why is it named Unlikely Animals. I'd be really excited to know what the whole concept of Unlikely Animals is. Are we sure we're going to pick up this book? Maybe not. Maybe not this time. Yeah, I think it's not just clicking me right now. Oh, okay. So we have like another book that I've been thinking to read. This is Flowers of Fire, my sister had suggested. So it's a commentary about how feminism looks like in South Korea, how it changes from different places in the world, and how different it is from different parts of the world. So I'm really excited to read take on feminism in South Korea. This excites me a lot. An eye-opening first-hand account on the ongoing trailblazing feminist movement in South Korea, one that the world should be watching. Jung, the former Seoul correspondent for the AFP, draws on her on-the-ground reporting and interviews with many women who became activists and leaders, from the elite prosecutor who ignited the country's #MeToo movement to the young woman who led the war against non-consensual photography and revenge porn. Their stories, though long overlooked in the West, mirrors realities that women across the world are all too familiar with: threats of defamation, lawsuits to silent victims of assault, tech-based sexual abuse of women and girls, and criminal justice system where victims' voices are often met with suspicion. Predators. I don't know, there was a mosquito. Down. Okay, cool. So that's what the I love reading feminist novels. I love reading books where it opens my eyes about the entire feminism movement, because how feminism has been taking over the world currently right now has been a little bit stressful, with different parallel moments that have been added within the feminist movement. But I really wanted to have a fresh take on feminism again, and wanted to read how there's another book that I also want to pick, Feminism and Data. Again, a very fresh take, again that talks more towards on the lines of data. This is something I would love to read. So this is 373 pages. I think I'm going to pick this book and I'm going to do something from here. But I'm also excited about Babel. I do not want to give up on this one this time. But I feel like if I'm going to do this, then it's just solely going to be this book, and there is no point of going through anything. My mind's like actually in a very two-way situation, but I am excited about Flowers of Fire actually. So yeah, so there's that. So we have like around 200 books. There's also Strange House that I recommended myself after watching a few YouTube videos. Horror mystery dark book where you try to, so you have like a map of house, and it's very terrific. I've seen like a lot of videos where people talk about how suffocating it gets for them when they read, and now they're like listening, putting gears on the walls and trying to figure out something. So I know like these were random things that I've gone through on Instagram and on YouTube, so I'm excited about where it takes. So if you're going to do this, See, now I feel bad. I feel bad that again I'm making a decision where I have to give up on them because I don't see what common point could be taken if I'm gonna go for these books. Well, okay, anyway, so we have Strange House, and there's a Strange House series, but we'll go with the first one. Strange House by Uketsu with Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is the translator. Okay, so we have that. There's another horror book that I want to grab, like I really want to read. Um, it's The Sleep of Reason, an anthology of horror. I know it sounds very exciting. I know it's 3.38 stars, a fast-paced horror anthology for mature readers seeking an unconventional dark atmosphere and a mysterious vibe centered to the theme of unparalleled dread through a character-driven avant-garde style that avoids traditional tropes. Very interesting. It's a 360-page black and white anthology horror comics for mature reader. Okay. See, these are some exciting books. Am I in a horror mode, or should I not read horror because my sister is gonna get married and I should focus on real life? I think real life focus. Okay, we also have On Woman by Susan Sontag, but not sure if I'm going to pick it up this time. So this is how I go through. I just glimpse through my TBR. If not, then I just put, like, you can just filter out what your mood is, what pace you want, and then you can just pick a book you want to read. I think this is it. I think this is it from my TBR this time. We have a lot, but this is it from what I want to read this time. Oh, there's also Home Fire. I'm sorry, I think this included Home Fire. I think it's a beautiful take on love, and I would love to read that. So description: Isma is free. After years of watching out for her younger sibling in the wake of their mother's death, she accepted an invitation from a mentor in America that allows her to resume a dream long deferred. But she can't stop worrying about Anika, her beautiful headstrong sister back in London, or their brother Parvais, who disappeared in the pursuit of his own dream to prove himself the dark legacy of the jihadist father he never knew. When he resurfaces half a globe away, Isma's worst fears are confirmed. Then Eamon enters the sister's life. Son of a powerful political figure, he has his own birthright to live up to or defy. Is he to be a chance at love? The means of Parvai's salvation. Suddenly, two families' fates are inextricably, devastatingly entwined in the search of novel that asks what sacrifices will make in the name of love. Sounds exciting. 4.7 stars. It's by Kamala Shamsie. Home Fire. Jack has given a 5-star, Jack Edwards. So these are the people I follow. Unfortunately, Emmy Reads is not on Storygraph, and that just pains because I just love her. But we also have Jack, we have Carrie Cake. So these are another two people who I go through. Yeah, so that's about it. So we have these few books. So we have Home Fire, like I said. We have Strange House. We have Rabbit Cake, we have Unlikely Animals, and we have Flowers of Fire. Then we have Babel, North and South, Wuthering Heights. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to read Wuthering Heights by Emily Bront because this seems the shortest book I could probably pick this time. So we have like 313 pages of Wuthering Heights. Oh, or else, I think I have a better idea. Let's do a Babel read along. I'm so sorry, TJ Klune. I have just not considered you, but I'm sure, like, I think my July month can have a TJ Klune in it. But anyways, Babel, we are not going to leave you. We are going to do Babel, and I'm going to add a little bit spice to it because I'm just not going to read Babel. I think I'm going to do Babel and Flowers of Fire. I think these are the two books that I'm for sure going to read. Flowers of Fire really excite me because I wanted to read a good feminist novel since a very long time, and I'm excited to understand what the situation of South Korea is and how the take of feminism is, knowing a little bit about them here and there, but I would love to have a more informative take on it. And Babel, it's also a pretty informative book, but sounds exciting and super heavy. So every time I'm going to record it, I'm going to read it. I'm going to do a read along with you all, and we are going to decode this book together. If that sounds like a plan, I guess. Wuthering Heights. I think Wuthering Heights also. What do you think? Like, should I do 3 of them? Maybe let's not be super, strict on, like, I'll just not be super strict on myself. I'll do a slow reading of Babel with you all. If I finish it by the month, that's great. If not, then we can, take it for the next month as well. But let's start with Babel, and alongside I'm planning to do Wuthering Heights and this one. How do I forget the name? Flowers of Fire. Right? I think that sounds like a plan. I hope you all think I made the right decision. And this is the end of the video, honestly. Like, that's all. And I'm super excited. Like, now I have 2 hard copies, 2 physical copy and 1 digital copy. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, so wish me luck, and I hope to see you in my future videos where we are going to do it together. Alright, bye bye. See you. Take care. Love you. Bye bye.